also clear the NMS?
How much did the president spend on the election petition? How much were the lawyers paid? So it's not just counties that spend a lot of money on legal fees. Legal fees, legal services can be expensive, not just in Kenya. But
I hope you're not speaking from a confirmation bias because you're
no, I'm not biased.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, don't point, just don't point fingers at Nairobi County. I've worked in government. If you remember, when we were dealing with the
council, I mean, it is the reality that we've had this, and it has been in.
You know, I look at these reports. Yes. By the way, it's not just lawyers who get paid to do work for counties. Ask the county government of Nairobi, how much did they pay to the professional valuers who prepare the evaluation roll? You'll find it's several millions of shillings, 230 plus. So all the people who provide, ask the county government of Narok, how much did they pay for the valuers who value their assets? There are so many professionals who are being paid. And the way I look at it myself, there is nothing wrong if you have people who are giving quality service to a government entity and they get paid for it. We want to create employment. The last time we looked at the lawyer who did the medical equipment contract between the government and the supplier, a law firm, I'm sorry to name them here, called Iseme Kamau, Maema Advocates. You know, they appeared before the Senate and they told us they employ 57 Kenyans. So if you have somebody who is being a source of employment for some Kenyans and they are being paid some fees, I think what we should be underlining, to provide some quality service to that account, that's not a problem. Mm-hmm. So personally, I don't have an issue. May it be the doctor, maybe a valuer, maybe a surveyor, any professional is doing good work and is paid for it, mm-hmm. as long as it's reasonable, that is okay. We have law firms abroad who employ over 5,000 people. Mm-hmm. That's what we want. Where are you going to employ? Who is going to provide employment for our youths if we don't allow our professionals to open businesses that will grow and absorb not just professionals, but also other cadre of employees, clerks, secretaries, messengers, drivers, mm-hmm. etc. So it's a source of employment, and we shouldn't, if you close all law firms, you also be creating another crisis of Kenyans losing employment. So we must look at it from a balanced point of view. No, it's not
about of Kenyan losing employment. We're just asking, even these figures that they are charged for the legal services, are they justifiable?
I mean, there is of course, there is a statute that governs all these professionals. If you are a valuer, you will know it is 2%. If today if I need to take a bank loan, I'll be told the person who will come to value my property will charge me 10%. And I will not climb to the rooftop and complain that valuers are expensive. That's their fee. I'll pay. If I'm charging my property, the bank will tell me our lawyers will do this work for you, and they will charge you for that service. What do? You must pay. So I think if there is somebody providing service, provided it's not a scheme to siphon money from a county, I see nothing wrong with that.
But why would you secure? Let me come to a large. Why would you secure?
So did you allow me to answer you?
No, but because
you are driving me off before I even answer.
Because we need to go on a short break.
I don't know. You know, they say everybody hates lawyers. Dibal included.
Dibal.
But there is a point that was made here, and I'm just wondering, if you tell us that Nairobi is lacking, and when you make reference to Nairobi, I hope you are saying Nairobi County.
Yes, certainly, of course.
Does not have adequate resources, okay? And you say for them to be able to deliver, and these are services that are needed by all other counties. If they need to do roads, do lighting, do garbage collection, we give them 80 billion more. What happens to Mombasa? What happens to Nakuru? What happens to Kisumu? Mm-hmm. Because those are also cities. What happens to our counties where we come from? What happens to Nyamira, etc., etc.? Why can't you give adequate resources to counties, Dibal, during the budget making process when we are doing the equitable, shareable division? You give counties enough money to enable them provide all these services you are telling us. And you know, if we were to talk about equity, Nairobi gets the largest amount of allocation, 21.5 billion. They collect the highest amount on source revenue, 13.5 billion. Okay? But I've never seen a garbage collection truck from Nairobi City Council coming to collect garbage from where I live. The roads are maintained, I think, by the local associations. You go to many establishments, including, I'm told, in Livi suburbs like Nairobi. So why can't we first audit the services, the functions of counties, and then give resources that can adequately support the functions of our counties? Instead of saying today we have a sympathetic president maybe, who is saying, I'm giving Nairobi 80 billion. If tomorrow you get a president who is not philanthropic like the current president, what happens? I think let's fix problems by getting long-term solutions. We have been arguing that we have never done a proper audit on the resources that follow functions to the counties. There are a lot of money remains in central government to provide policy issues, but functions that are supposed to be funded are not funded. Now, imagine if what is being done is scientific. It means that you are denying Nairobi 80 billion of the money that they deserve to provide functions that are allowed by the Constitution, that are devolved, okay? You are saying for you to be able to provide these functions adequately, we're adding you 80 billion. All they were given was 21.5. What then could be the situation in the other cities, the other urban centers that have not gotten that financial support? Aren't you breaking the Constitution in Article 27 by discriminating these others? You are saying you want Nairobi to shine. I heard the Prime Cabinet Secretary saying, we want Nairobi to shine, to show an example. Why are you leaving others behind? Picking Nairobi, giving them a lot of resources, 80 billion, and leaving other cities behind. What is the intent of this government? That others should lag behind? We only have one city called Nairobi. We only have one.
But how much do we generate also as Nairobi to the GDP?
I mean, that's
now.
Okay.